Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting, groundbreaking, world-shattering, butt-plugging edition of the JTO podcast, the Journey to Obscurity Paranormal Podcast, the only podcast sponsored by the devil, Satan himself. The only podcast sponsored by Vicodin and Wine. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning in. Today, we've got a very special episode. We are talking about the king of the cryptids himself, Bigfoot, Yeti, Sasquatch.
I've been super excited about this one.
What do you know about Patterson footage?
Oh, the footage of a guy in a ape costume really far away with a blurry camera, swinging his arms and walking by.
In 1967, Roger Patterson grabbed his friend Bob Gimlin, good old Bob, met up with him at a gas station. Old rodeo friends. Roger happened to have a plaster foot of Bigfoot. He showed it to Bob. Bob was like, I don't know about that. Roger's like, we're catching a Bigfoot. Let's go up to California. Come on. At the time, Bob was like, I don't know. I didn't think about it. He was 33 years old. He was raising horses for a living, right? And then eventually, Roger convinced Bob to go up to Northern California to Willow Creek.
He didn't just raise horses, he also broke them.
It broke them.
Yeah.
So they take like 3 horses, they go up to Northern California. Roger's got his camera, just so happened to have his camera. They're Bigfoot hunting, and lo and behold, Bigfoot shows up. Horses are spooked. Bob is freaking out. He jumps off the horse. Roger jumps off the horse. He's running, he trips over at one point, and at frame 352 of the Patterson film is when you can see that famous footage of the Sasquatch turning his head like, what the fuck? And you know what? It's a female Sasquatch. It's got boobs if you're looking really careful. Let's point that out. It's got tits. Bob wasn't that impressed at the film to begin with. He was like, holy fuck, I saw way more than that. Roger's like, let's go on the road. Look, I'm making like a circus. I'm trying to make money off this. Let's go on the road. Bob's like, I don't know, man. That doesn't sound very lucrative. I got to raise and break these horses. I got bills. I got things going on. I got a farm or whatever. I got to take care of some stuff. So Roger went on the road with a guy who claimed to be Bob because Bob didn't want to go. So he's like, all right, this is Bob. This is Bob Gimlin. He's the guy who saw. So Bob's like, what the fuck? That you're just saying some dude is me?
I did not know about that.
Yeah, that's amazing, right?
Yeah.
So they didn't speak again until Roger was on his deathbed.
That I did hear.
And then, so Roger wanted to apologize because Bob was getting tormented. His wife was being harassed at her job at the bank. People were pulling up in Roger's driveway like, let's go Bigfoot hunting, you fucking idiot. And he's like, shit.
And all he got was, what was like $25?
Yeah, it's horse shit.
Yeah, he sold his rights to the video for like $25.
So then he goes to see Roger on his deathbed. And Roger's like, hey, Bob, look, man, I'm sorry. And he was all scrawny and deathbeddy. And then Bob's feeling pity. He's like, yeah, I forgive you. And Roger's like, when I get better, we're going to California. We're catching a Bigfoot. And he died the next day. Yeah. Interesting stuff.
Nope.
Bob says it's real.
What's more interesting is that it was a film that a bunch of people believed for a long time until the guy who wore the suit came out and said that he wore the suit. And
Bob
Hieronymus. And Philip Morris sold the suit to Roger Patterson.
That's what he says.
Bob Hieronymus actually has an IMDb credit for the Patterson film.
Does he?
He does, yeah.
Oh, that's boss. That's a boss move.
Yeah.
Yeah, Philip Morris and his wife Amy claim that the suit came from an especially popular sideshow called the Gorilla Girl. And the thing people may not bring up as often as they should about Roger Patterson is that he was a notorious scam artist. Hieronymus, he was promised $1,000 to wear the Bigfoot suit, never got it. Patterson rang up $700 in long distance charges on his neighbor. He'd not paid for a book he published. Also, he was a crook, basically. So shocker, a crook commits fraud. Now, I might not believe in the Patterson film, but what I do believe is in value. And we not only think you should be paid to wear a Bigfoot suit, but if you're interested, you should definitely pay the makers of the suit. So we have today for sale on the JTO podcast, once again, another quality product. We are selling authentic Bigfoot pelts.
Yeah.
In case you want to go out and perpetrate your own hoax and lower the standards and IQ of collective humanity.
And for only $5,000, you'll get this suit.
$5,000?
Only $5,000.
What a steal.
Some people make millions of dollars off a fake Bigfoot hoax, and all it costs you is $5,000 investment.
$5,000?
A small camera that does not get clear shots. It's always blurry. And you'll get an instructional video and an instructional booklet that'll teach you how to shoot and fake your own Bigfoot footage and use that to gain friends and influence people.
But not every Bigfoot sighting is a hoax. In fact, most are real. Bigfoot is real.
Yep, there are a lot of blind people out there that see bears and don't know what bears are.
Not only have I hunted my own Bigfoot, I have brought in some pretty hardcore evidence today for Bryant. I brought Bigfoot dung.
Oh my God, that's what I just thought you didn't shower.
I wanted you to smell it.
No, I don't want to smell it. It smells awful. I've got gloves in the house. Oh my God, what is wrong with you?
This is what hunters do.
No, they don't do that. That's not how
they taste it to see if it's fresh.
They taste it. They taste it. They don't eat a bunch of it. Oh God, you know it's not fresh. You've had that in a bag.
It's dry. It just tastes like hair. It's not that fresh. It's from a year ago. But
then why are you eating it to see its freshness if you know it's from a year ago?
That's how it caught the thing.
That's so fucking gross. Rick Dyer. He's actually found Bigfoot and captured him a couple of times. The first time was in 2008. And he was going to be putting the Bigfoot that he found. He killed it and then had it stuffed. But the United States government came in and took it.
Why?
So he replaced it. He doesn't know why the government took it.
I've heard the story.
So he replaced it with a rubber suit because he didn't want to be embarrassed.
Yeah.
Then he got caught and had to admit it. But the government fucking stole the evidence, man. And then a couple of years later, in 2014, he was hunting a Bigfoot again. He bought $200 worth of ribs. He poured deer urine on the ribs like you do, and he nailed the ribs to the tree. Yeah. And he caught 2 big feats. He caught an adult Bigfoot and a child Bigfoot, and he saw a female Bigfoot running off, but he didn't catch the female. So he killed both of them, sent them to an unknown lab in Washington State. For 15 months, they studied it and tested the DNA, and it was an unknown origin. Then he decided to run around and charge people to see the big feats. And then it turned out it was also a fraud, and it was just a prop that somebody made for what he thought was a movie. Chris Russell created the body, not knowing it was to be used fraudulently. He thought it was a movie prop. They actually had a code word that Dyer told Chris Russell, don't tell anybody you made the costume because the movie's going to be a secret for a while, but when I call or someone else calls, they'll give you the code word Project Footprint, and then you can tell people you made it.
Yeah, I mean, code words are pretty synonymous with the Bigfoot community.
Really,
Frame 352, JTO Andrew on the Jack Link's website.
Jesus Christ. Dyer did get caught again faking a Bigfoot, and he said this: from this moment on, I will speak the truth. No more lies, tall tales, or wild goose chases to mess with the haters. He likes to talk about haters a lot.
Thanks, Amy's Baking Company.
Haters. Everyone hates me. And anyone that didn't believe him, he said that they had personal vendettas out against him. And here's something super interesting. I was kind of curious how much money he made on all his Bigfoot hoaxes. According to networthpost.org and a couple other sites, Dyer's net worth is $13 million.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and there's a petition out to charge him with fraud.
How much are we selling those Bigfoot pelts for again?
Not enough. Only $5,000.
$5,000?
$5,000.
$5,000?
And you can use that to make $13 million.